You see, what you have to ask yourself is, what can I do with this thing? And, it's like, you can roll it, and that's nice, but now what? Alrighty y'all, this is World Class Jerk, bringing you top 5 most useless items in Astroneer. Now just to clarify right off the bat, by useless in this video, we do not mean that we do not like them, or that they aren't cool. We simply mean that they do not necessarily progress your gameplay in any meaningful way, or at least not to the extent that most items do. But definitely let me know what you think in the comments down below, and on that note, let's get on with the rest of the video. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the research samples of the beginning game that we are all accustomed to. The ones that we normally use in the research chambers and that we find on the surface and in the caves. Now, why is it exactly that I think these are useless? Well, they aren't completely and totally useless. That is why they are number 5 instead of higher up on this list. But the reasons that I do find this thing to be kind of useless is because, first of all, you must go locate them in a new location each time. And basically what this means is that they are finite and that you have to go out further each time to get more. So the more of these you use, the harder it is to use them because they keep being further and further away from your base. And then the next point, obviously, is that you need a research chamber for these, which doesn't really necessarily count as a downside, because obviously for research samples, you will need a research chamber, right? Well, not exactly, because those rock-looking bites in the caves that you can gather just by holding F are probably just as good, if not better than these, and so that really is why I consider the research chamber a downside. But obviously, again, like I said, these are not completely and totally useless, and you can indeed use them in the beginning game and get along just fine, so they are going to be at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is going to be medium items. Well, some medium items, that is, because if you've been with the World Class Jerk channel for any duration of time, you know that we love the medium generator for how great of a power source it is. But take the 3 medium items behind me, for example. Well, actually, the drill mod over there to the right is technically not really medium, it's just the second tier out of 3, which is technically what we're talking about if we're being honest. But the medium items are usually, there's 3 reasons why I do not like them very much, okay? First of all, they are easy to skip, and this is really, really freaking true, because as far as the shuttles go, I don't think I've ever crafted a medium shuttle despite having about 500 hours in this game. Next up, though, they are not very good. I mean, they're not garbage, of course, but they're not very good, so skipping them is further needed because of that. And also, wasted bytes and resources, and what I mean by that basically is that you're putting more bytes and resources into something that's going to be very temporary, because honestly, I think you stay on the small tier longer than you would have to stay on the medium tier, and skipping it altogether really doesn't take that much extra effort, so definitely always try to go for the large items. And yeah, okay, I'm a little bit rambly on this one, but the rest of these should go by a lot quicker. Yeah. Coming in at number 3 is going to be the small generator, and the reason, okay, as I mentioned before, one of the reasons for this is that the medium generator is better, okay? I did mention that just a second ago. I love the medium generator, and that's one of the reasons why I would say that the small generator is not so good. But that's not really a valid point until you realize that the medium generator is really freaking easy to get, because the crafting recipe, it says something else entirely. But what you gotta realize is that finding a medium generator in a starter cave, very, very easy. They are down there already crafted. You do not have to unlock it and craft it, or else it would kind of suck if we're being honest. But they're so easy to get, okay? I actually made a video a long time ago, I think it was like in episode 1 or some crap, where I actually got 8 medium generators in the first episode just to show they're not very hard to find. It did take me a while to get 8, but if you want to get 1, and 1 is enough, then it's not very hard to get the medium generator, thus making the small generator pretty garbage as anything other than a backpack material. But on that note, you can also use wind and solar instead, because who wants to keep replenishing organic in their backpack every time it runs out? If you're going to waste up slots, you want to waste it on something like the power source, not what powers it, so that's why you would want to use wind and solar instead, because they are indeed better. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Large Platform A, and there's nothing to say about Large Platform A other than that it sucks. Last and certainly least, my friends, is going to have to be glow sticks coming in at number 1. Now, I would like to say right off the bat, yes, glow sticks are neat, I still think that they're cool, but this list isn't about that. It's about whether or not something's useful, and they are definitely not useful. They are completely useless. If they were removed from the game, it would not change things very much at all, because the glow sticks, all they do is provide light, and there is not a single situation in Astroneer where you cannot see. Even if it's really freaking dark, you can see, and so they have to be considered useless. Another point to add on here is that tethers are almost always better, because they provide light and oxygen, okay? So they provide light just like glow sticks, but then there's also oxygen, and you can press T instead of having to bring them out of your inventory and hold F on them. But also, tethers aren't much more expensive, okay? Because I do want to bring this up. Tethers are technically more expensive because they cost compound instead of organic. But if something costing that much, that little bit more, is actually a problem to you, then you might want to work on your resource management, because that would be the real issue here. And also, this is the biggest one. This is giant. Glow sticks are temporary, okay? If you place down a tether, it'll never go away, ever. And yeah, that's it. It just won't go away. Glow sticks, however, they are temporary. They are very, very temporary. In fact, you place them down, you leave, you're never going to see them again. And that happens to be an issue with me as far as useful is concerned. And of course, yes, again, I would like to make sure that this is very plain. Glow sticks are neat to mess around with, and they are cool items, but they are useless. So, how did I do? Did you enjoy this video? Do you agree with my list? Do you want me to make more? Do you want me to not make more? Whatever your opinions are, definitely feel free to leave those down in the comments down below, and 100% leave suggestions, because I'm highly driven by suggestions this early on in the YouTube game for me. So, yes, definitely very inclined to take your suggestions. So, yes, that's that, and I got another poorly planned outro here, as usual, so my apologies. But yeah.